Bing, bang, boom. What's up, guys? Just setting my timer here. I don't want to bore you for too long. Let's drop this DOM off of the page. And a buddy of mine was asking how I trail my stops, actually my trading partner. And this is something we've kind of discussed a lot, something I've struggled with, something I want to share with you that works really well. I got this technique from Mando Trading. This is part of the Mando model or my interpretation of it. And he does some great videos on his channel, so I recommend you check them out. But I'm going to show you how I trailed this trade today. And just to give you a quick overview, this was a 130-point trade off of an S5 extreme reversal. Started here at the green arrow, and I held all the way through. I like to say I Hogarted. If you guys haven't read Tom Hogard's book, Best Loser Wins, he advocates adding to winners and hanging on for dear life, which is what I did in this trade, although I didn't add too much. Just I was only risking what I'd made in previous trades. So I did a long and a short earlier. So I was only playing 3 micros on this, and I didn't want to risk any profits beyond what I'd already made. At any rate, from S5, I took it all the way up to the IB range or the opening range, IBL, and you can see that here. So what do I look for and how do we trail once we get in? So price have been in a downturn and we got this horizontal rotation, and I was looking for an FVG bullish fair value gap, and I was looking for a pullback to a discount, and that's what we got. Let me just pull my Fibonacci tool down and I'll show you what the entry was, why I got long on this. Okay, so I was watching this first move right here. We got this upswing, we got a new high. We also got a higher low. So this was a bullish market structure shift. And if you'll notice, there was a FVG right here, bullish order block. And then we got a pullback into discount. So just going from the top to the bottom. And you can see we pulled back to the 79% discount. We dipped into this bullish FVG. Now, to me, 79% is just the start of things. I really want to see like a 62% pullback. That's the golden Fibonacci ratio. And so right here, I move my Fib tool here, and look at that. We got the 62% perfect golden pullback. And if I zoom in a little bit, you can see there is a bullish FVG. Let's see, where are you? I think it's right in there. There we go. Perfect touch into that bullish FVG order block. That's when the wicks don't touch on either side of a sign of strength candle. That means there's still orders ready to go in here. Where their stop loss orders of buyers doesn't really matter to me at this point because I can see prices getting ready to move up. So once we got this 62% pullback into the discount FVG, I waited for that to take off and to break. It did right here. This is where I got long. And so now I'm going to trail. How do we trail? So I'm going to go over to the next um, bottom and the next retracement. Now we did get a little retracement off of this candle here. This is about a 23.6% if you're super into fibs. Um, I wasn't too concerned about that, and so I actually wanted to see this, what it was from the top. And you can see we got a nice little pullback, almost to 50%. So this is probably like a 38.6% from this bottom here, from my entry. So right there, this is my next stop. Move my stop up, continue holding. We're going to set this as the new bottom. We're going to look for the next high. And I'm looking for the price to pull back into discount, but to stay above hopefully 50% or 62%. Anything below 79% of pullback and I'm out. And you can see we got almost a 50% touch right there. So still safe, still good. That means I move my stop up to that bottom or that last point of that would be a last point of support, and that becomes my next stop loss. So moving this up now, really price started to go horizontal here. Went into this rotation. I was looking for a kind of a little spring dip, but notice we never dipped below the 62% golden ratio right there. So that told me to stay in. And you can see we got a little higher right here. You could even include that. And when I include that top, you can see some of the ratios at work. At any rate, this would become my next stop loss. So moving my stop here, and that's the top. We got to pull back into that golden 62%. You can see it, this gold line. So this becomes my next stop. And I'm going to use that as my next bottom. And we got this horizontal rotation happening here. There's a good chance this is going to break to the upside if the trend was to continue, which it did. Now, this one was kind of interesting right here. We got this little pullback. If I use, this kind of doji as the bottom here, here's my top. This did pull back almost to 50%, but this didn't strike me as a full pullback. So I went ahead and waited for this next wick higher and took my measurement from there. So using this doji as my bottom, and look, we pulled right back into that 62%. That's just perfect. I can extend this across. So this told me to stay in, stay in, stay in, stay in. I was looking for a breakout. All of a sudden it started to break out. It went horizontal again. And so now, I could have moved my stop here. My next stop is here. And let's just move this over. So this becomes my next bottom measurement. And we got a little top there. Actually kind of topped out there. But it never came below 50%. So I stayed in. I'm looking for this to break out. And we're getting really close to the IB range, which is this gray shaded area. This is the opening range. First hour, I like to go in the overnight session open. So this is the first hour of the overnight session. So I'm going to move my stop up now. I'm going to take it off that bottom wick. And when you get into the opening range, the IB range, you get a lot of responsive activity. People like to push price down from there. And a lot of times that's where price will fail. Or if it's going to take off, sometimes it'll hang out in here and then it'll let you know. Regardless, price usually tests the bottom of this line. So I was going to wait for that, no matter what happened, make this my top and then make this, my stop here. And you can see we came up into the IB range, this gray shaded area. We came below it and look what happened. We broke value area high, which is this gold line right here. We broke out of the IB range. So usually you want IB to hold. It didn't hold. We went below 62%, below 50, below 705, below 79%. I'm out. And you can see that was the very first impulse, or at this point it's now a corrected wave that didn't continue on by bouncing above 79%. It broke the 79%. That's the lowest extreme that I want to tolerate when I'm holding. So at this point, we kind of got now a bearish market structure shift. You can see we broke below this horizontal rotation, and then we came up and we didn't make a new high. We made a lower high. So at this point, we're bearish. And if you wanted to enter, you could flip your fibs around and start measuring from there. And you can see we got a 79% retracement. Now, this is classic Mando model Fibonacci use that I took from Mando for trading, Mando trading on Twitter. Dude has a ton of videos. I recommend you watch them. And I want to do a shout out. This is this rocket fuel from Yerba Mate Gyaki. This stuff has been saving my life. I quit drinking coffee. All I drink is Yerba Mate tea now. It's fantastic. Little product placement for you. I love this stuff. It shouldn't be legal. Keeps me wide awake in the morning. Cheers. Listen, guys, if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and smash that subscribe button. Give me a like. Give me a share on Twitter. Hit me up in the comments if you have any questions. And yeah, I hope you guys have a a good new year, man. I am stoked to be trading again. I'm stoked to have good price action. So let's make this a profitable green year. Cheers.